No, I didn't know exactly what to think right now. There is, now I don't know if it's the camera, or what's going on there, but looking at the, Icelandic, webcam there, seems as if there's some kind of, earthquake or something. No, unsure if it is a earthquake or if it's the camera. But looking at it, it looks pretty weird. I'm gonna try and look up another camera. It appears to me... Well, no, they did not blow up the ZMPP. As of what I've heard of. And it appears to me that there is legitimately another eruption going on here in... Or some kind of activity going on here in Iceland. This appears to be... And I have no idea how many EAMs have happened today. Don't really care about them. Some kind of shaking of the camera here. It might be this is the mountain where this is the volcano right here. And last time I saw the picture of somebody sitting here actually at the mountain here, and he saw the explosion happening in the background right there. Unsure if the camera shaking is because of the ground shaking, because this is a pretty intense shaking right here. And I'm listening to a sound here on a different camera here. I'll try and show you the different camera here. Give me 1 second here, because this is pretty insane actually. Now listen to this camera right here. Listen to that. Listen to it. It sounds like something extremely... Sounds like some kind of eruption going on back there, or something quite wild going on here in the background. Sounds like kind of sounds like there is a second eruption, or it's going somewhere crazy. Let's turn it down a bit here so you can hear me. That's quite insane. There might be some kind of map down here on the earthquake scale. There's an earthquake going on here near the volcano today. Of course, not a thing you want to see next to a volcano. That sounds pretty insane, I gotta be honest. This camera right here, this is actually at the volcano. Look at that, it's shaking. I thought it was some kind of glitch with the camera or something going on there, but no, it's literally because of the camera. This is the sound that we're hearing here today at the volcano. So kind of wanted to look at what's going on there. Sounds pretty insane. I've got to be able to give you that much. Now, of course, we've also heard weird reports. This is not from some any report. This is the biggest news media in Denmark who gave me this report this morning of some weird activity by the Russians having to doing some kind of putting explosives in their tanks. They're putting out some older models and they're filling it up with explosives. Now, I don't know if they're filling them up with remote controls. I doubt it. So, are we gonna see some kind of like kamikaze tanks? I mean, if you fill a tank up with explosives, I'm not sure how the ratio on the explosion is going to be, because, you know, the explosion could be quite contained, but that might be why they're doing it with older tanks. But I'm not sure how they're going to do that. But the miniatures, and I can't really find it, but it's weird that they have images of them doing it. It's quite in the literal. And I wanted to show you a video. I was talking about some stuff about what exactly is going on here with these, not only these earthquakes, but extreme weather differences, not only in the south of Europe today, not only Romania, where it hits record high heat waves and weird temperature changes and weather patterns in changing around the world. And we think we know why. At least I think I know why. Of course, I can't claim this, but I wanted to show you a video from Neil deGrasse Tyson, who is a very respected scientist, who I believe could, if you were to be hearing to him, you know, if it was to be hearing at him, and he could explain what is going on here and the things I've been talking about the past few days, but how we've had 2023, the biggest melting of ice in the whole time. Well, I don't know if it's the whole time, but we've had a big amount of ice melting in 2023. It hits rock bottom. It's winter in Antarctica, but the ice isn't spreading. Shouldn't be able to happen. The Earth is warming up because of this reason. Ice reflects 90% of the sunlight, but when there's no ice and this bottom down under the ice is completely black, it's going to absorb a lot of heat, and it's accelerating the ice melting, resulting in a global warming effect. Now, this could lead to many different scenarios. Not only could it kill marine life, but it could push away rivers and push in other rivers, making sure that cold becomes warm, you know. But it could further cause the Canadian, you see up at the top of Canada and all the way down there, we have the deep water streams, the very icy streams could be moved further down, and the Gulf Stream could be moved further away, resulting in an icing of many parts of North America. Well, at least the temperatures could be having a wild change here, but what kind of magnitude this volcano is at right now, I'm not completely sure, but it is getting there. Of course, lucky for us, this is in Iceland. Iceland is quite a sparsely placed country, meaning that there's not a lot of people who's going to be living in the area. That, of course, is a relief, considering this looks to be quite a massive one. Looking at this one right here, I'll be right back. 1 second. Looking at what's going on here. This is not the camera being weird. This is shaking on the camera. We have Ukraine live over here, but this is breaking news here. And the sound you're hearing here is from this live cam right here. You want to help? You want to support these guys right here? I'm going to show their channel names right here. Great coverage. This is Ukraine live. Just going to get that over with. So quite a lot of stuff going on there. And it's going to be pretty serious. Of course, earthquakes next to a volcano is never what you want to see. So something's definitely going on in that area. And well, now the volcano erupted, and then we have an earthquake now. So we're going to keep watching this and see what exactly happening. It's going to happen.
под Осиповичами.
We also have a video here. I'm not sure I'm not sure how verified this video is, but it appears to be this person right here was a verified account. I'm not saying that means that they're right. Oh, there's something going on there. What was that? You have something going on there? Or was that my eyes playing tricks on me? No, it might have been my eyes doing some tricks on me. It is going off there in the background on this volcano right here. I'm gonna keep you tracked on that. We apparently have a video here of a Wagner commander by the name of Bursk claims to be speaking from Belarus and getting ready for the real fight that is just beginning. Good to know Hollywood writers are only pretending to strike. Okay, well, damn. A man who called... This is from Dmitry. Who's this? Who is Dmitry? Is he's from Estonia. 480,000 likes. I'm not completely sure as to how verified this man is, or how credible he is. Good day, everyone. Could show you this video here in a second here. It's gonna verify maybe. Wagner Field Commander call sign recorded a video thanking supporters of the terrorist group and stating that everything is just beginning for the Wagner group is ready for global events and turmoil. He seems to be having a good report with a unit that got stuck on the way to Rostov, which is likely to be the Akhmat unit. Why did I say it like that? Akhmat, whatever, you know.
Очень плохо с нашим Ратибором. Мы пришли к очень интересному.
I don't know how verified it is. I can't claim this to be true or to be anything. He does have a Wagner symbol on. Appears to be carrying a rifle, military suits. Let's watch this and see if this is anything.
Добрый день всем. Я полевой командир ЧВК «Вагнер». Мой позывной «Берсерк». Мы находимся в братской Беларуси, под Осиповичами. От лица Совета полевых командиров я хочу сказать всем павшим духом, что это все только начало.
That's an interesting sentence, right? It's all just the beginning. Like to tell everyone who lost their spirit that this is all just the beginning. There's an interesting sentence coming from a Wagner group march or whatever. March for Justice showed that all interesting things without saying directly. I'll only mention.
Показал очень много интересного. Не говоря прямо, скажу лишь косвенные вещи, что определенное формирование Министерства обороны, которое якобы застряло в пробке, все-таки приехала в Ростов. В первые минуты их командир, очень порядочный офицер, нашел диалог с нашим Ратибором. Мы пришли к очень интересным выводам, которые зачеркивают некоторые наши минувшие разногласия. Поэтому знайте, что среди ваших верных пехотинцев есть наши единомышленники. Вместе мы сила. Поэтому готовы обрадовать многих наших сторонников. Друзья, все только начинается. ЧВК «Вагнер» и его путь далеко еще не окончен. Мы готовы
ready for global events and turmoils that
ждут нашу страну и все.
The country, and we are waiting for thanks to all supporters supported us for being with us.
Нас с вами.
Not exactly the best English translation, but you get it.
Поддерживал. Спасибо, что вы были с нами. Вместе.
You might be talking about the well, I mean, you might be talking about that poop thing.
Мы сила. Аминь.
Together we're strong. Okay. Amen. What was that? Is that the something over Kiev right there? Something over Keith. Did I see something there, or did I don't know why my eyes are kind of playing tricks on me right now. I felt as if I saw something. knows that. It's these flies flying over the screens sometimes. When you look at them and you think, oh, there's something going on here. But you look at them, and it looks like flashes or something. Or something, they trick my eyes. If anybody who's coming in here now, this is live from Iceland. This camera is not glitching. It's literally shaking because the ground is shaking. Again, Nana, I don't know how many times I gotta tell you. I don't know if you're kidding me at this point. I'm not Lee. Oh, just turned on here. You did it again, Nana. You did. I don't know how many times I gotta tell you. I'm not. I'm not Lee. These 3 regions to turn on here. Oh, hello. This whole region's now just turning on as we're talking here. Very fast. Something really important. Something really strange there is happening. Let's keep an eye on the camps there. You're joining me now. But this is live from Iceland. These cameras right here, and the sound right you're hearing is like live from Iceland. This is a volcano, not eruption, but a earthquake in Iceland, right along the volcano there. So a lot of activity happening in that area. Very interesting here. Oh, you do appreciate me. That's great. You know. Oh, I mean, being called Lee, it's an honor. Is it? Is it? No, it is. Apparently we have a PMC. Oh, there we go. Yeah, this is live from Kyiv right here. Air raid's turning on. Oh, sorry. There's lots of stuff going on there again. So this is a busy night tonight. These regions just quickly turn on here. We're gonna be looking at the camps here to see if we can see anything. But let's see. We also have, of course, a video that I showed just a second ago here of what appeared to be a Wagner. Hello there, live. What appeared to be a Wagner commander. I showed the video here. I'm gonna actually retweet the videos, and you can see that on my channel. And I'm not sure how real this is. He does have a Wagner troop vest on and everything. So if you want to go watch the video I showed here just a second ago, you can go back, or you can go to my Twitter, which is also linked in the bottom. I have retweeted it now. You can. It's apparently a Wagner commander who's talking about this is all just the beginning and stuff like that. And apparently he's talking from Belarus, so lots of stuff going on there. Really exciting night here. I think there's some ambulance there in the back. Oh, there we go. Look at that. What's that? Hey, see that? There's no thunder. There's no thunderstorms here in Ukraine today. At least I don't think so. I haven't seen any other lights. So there's something flashing back there. Look at that. Back there again to show you. There you go. Yeah. Flashes on Kyiv there. So really interesting what's going on. They're attacking on Kyiv, although Kyiv has not been turned on. Sorry. I'll keep an eye on the whole thing right there. Like, see if I can pull up another guy's stream on my phone, just because I can't really get it on the screen tonight, but that will be probably it. Yeah, so air raids and earthquakes near Volcano in Iceland, and PMC Wagner officer talking about it. This is all beginning. He's apparently talking from Belarus. Now I can't confirm that, but yeah, just south. There's a line of T-storm. Oh, is there? Just south of Keys. Well, I mean, if there's this, thunderstorms. I didn't know that, but I haven't seen any other flashes. Well, maybe a bit back there, but I didn't see any other flashes at all here today. Did not see any other flashes, so. And it looked like it came from the ground, but it could be the thunderstorm. But it did look like it came from the ground. Now, of course, this wouldn't be completely, you know, out of line, since we've seen many attacks on Ukraine over the last 2 days. Ukraine's pretty much been a fest of drone attacks these last few days. Air defense was working very hard last night in Ukraine. Still hear some faint air raids in the back here of Ukraine. Appears to have turned off though. It could be thunder then. I mean, there's just another flash. Alright, well, yeah, that's definitely thunder then. I didn't hear of any thunder, but apparently there might be thunder then. Yeah, probably thunder then. I mean, I hope it's thunder. Be better than the explosions. Looking at this thing, more likes. Well, more likes are always appreciated. There we go. Wonder what this was for. I still hear air raids in the back, so don't really know exactly what this was for. But turn on like in a second, so something's definitely spooked them into thinking something was going on there. Or at least they would know that something was going on there. Again, I don't really know. I can't really know what exactly they were spooked by. Thought I saw something, but that appears to have been thunderstorm here in the background. Yeah, that's definitely thunderstorm. Well, damn. Ooh. Turning back on here again. I don't know if you can hear that. I'm turning off the. I think you get it now. But yeah, hear the I don't know if you can hear that. It's quite low for it, but it is back there. There's air raids going on in Ukraine. Hope you can also hear me over the volcano. Yeah, so actually quite a busy night all over the world, I would say. Some of the biggest heat waves have been recorded. I'm going to show you all some of them. I'm going to talk about that a little later. Well, I mean, it depends, because there's not a lot of news coverage in Russia, but when we're talking about cluster bombs, Russia is probably going to look at that cluster bomb and they're going to see, oh, they use cluster bombs, and they're going to share it all over the media, and then they're going to say, look at Ukraine using cluster bombs, how dare they, how dare they. And then 2 seconds later, and then everybody's going to pump them with videos of how they have used cluster bombs over this whole course of the war, you know. So I think we would very likely know very quickly if Ukraine was to use cluster bombs from not only Russian butts, but not butts, but bots. You know, those people on Twitter that still somehow support Russia. You know, and then they're gonna say, "Oh, this is war crimes. This is war crimes. Is this not a war crime?" You know, that's what's gonna happen. So, it's very likely that's gonna happen, because Russia will use any narrative to try and spin people against Ukraine, but of course it's, you know, the unknowing person might go, oh, how dare they? The knowing person will go, yeah, you used it first, you know? Lots of air raids going on in the background there. That's thunderstorm, definitely. Thank Christine. I didn't know there was any thunderstorms. This is not, by the way, shaking of the this is not the camera or anything doing weird stuff. This is literally shaking. The camera is literally shaking because the mountain right here. This is actually where the eruption was, right here. Somebody was sitting here filming over here, and then they recorded the eruption as it happened. But this is live as we speak, like live, of course. Earthquake in Iceland, near this volcano area right here, and the sound you're hearing is actually from the volcano. Now, over the few days that we've been watching it, It has not been saying, it has not been making sounds. It has actually been quite quiet. Of course, up close, it would have been making some sounds, but that would be from the magma spewing out. But we've not heard these sounds that we're hearing, these earth-shaking sounds that you're almost hearing. So it's quite interesting to see if anything's going to happen there. Of course, it's very unlikely to affect humans, as there is nobody, there's literally nobody living in these areas right there. So this is very sparse country, of course, Iceland, and not a lot of people live. You know, there's not a lot of people in the first place, but these areas right here are very unpopulated. So if anything was to happen, we might, if there is explorers, because there's always some idiot going, oh, it's earthquake time, I'm gonna go watch it, I'm gonna stand on the volcano and look at it because that's funny, you know. Otherwise, if there's nobody out there, because nobody lives here, so won't affect people, but it definitely will be one hell of a spectacle if it goes any wilder than it already has. Of course, the gas that could be brewing could result in a but there's already an opening in the volcano, so we're not sure if it's going to literally blow more, but you know, never know. You never know what these things can do, and you know. The picture. You talk. I wasn't talking about a picture. I was talking about a video. If you want to go watch that video, go back a little bit in the stream, or go to my Twitter where I have retweeted it and you can watch it. It's apparently, and I can't claim this, right, from a Russian PMC Wagner officer talking from Ukraine, not from Ukraine, sorry, from Belarus, saying that in the video he's also stating, oh, upper left, this is from Iceland right here. This is the a volcano in Iceland that is well, that didn't look like, what was that? Something, I don't know, was that? Not like I saw something. Ah, maybe I didn't. My eyes are playing tricks on me. This is this is actually live from Iceland. There's an earthquake here going on near the volcano. This is on top of the bridgeway right here. The volcano is right here. This is the line way here. You see the volcano. It's like that's like the area that's been most active, and now we're hearing the sound right here is actually from the volcano. So we're hearing this could have been it then. Frontline attacks here at Kostin. I'm not gonna try and pronounce that. The city right here. Of course, this is on the front line. Pretty expected. Iceland is not covered in ice. Greenland is covered in ice. It is a distinct difference. We named Iceland and Greenland, despite they literally being the opposite, and Greenland being the most green, and Iceland Iceland being the most green, and Greenland being the most icy. Kind of a weird name, but no, it is. Iceland is not iced up. It is a volcano island. Probably emerged after a huge earthquake. It's a island full of volcanoes, but not a lot of people on it, so these things won't really affect people in any way, as there's not anybody who lives near these areas. So Oh, that's from there. It's quite interesting to see if this is gonna lead to anything, or if it's gonna be an earthquake. It's been going on for a very long time. I would say an earthquake is a long time kind of earthquake, because it has a habit of happening in this area. But it's been going on for quite a while. I'm unsure of how long, but it's been going on for. I'm not really an earthquake expert on anything in any areas, but you know the normal earthquakes you might get in America. When you look at those, and many of those don't last as long as they may do on as long as this one's last. So it's quite a big one. It's not uncommon to see earthquakes, especially on Iceland, as it is literally a volcanic island that might have upsurged after a huge earthquake. So, you know, not an unusual thing to be seeing or hearing, but it is still an exciting thing to be beholding, you know. Everyone is doing good today. There's going to be it's going to be quite a exciting night, I would say. They go back like 4 hours. Look at that. 4 hours ago it was shaking. Goddamn. So we got 10 hours ago it wasn't shaking. Look at that. 10 hours ago it started shaking. About 11 hours ago, actually. Longer than that. Look at that. It hasn't been shaking. Wasn't even shaking right there. And there you go. That's the moment it happened. And that was about 11 hours and 15 minutes ago. Look at that. And then it's been pretty much shaking. Do volcanoes cause earthquakes? I would say that earthquakes causes volcanoes, which is tectonic movements that can cause no, the wind, this camera, you know, it actually looks like it's been shaking before that. Look at that. It actually looks like it may be in 20 hours ago, but this camera, it's not wind. It's a very sturdy camera. I happen to know that. But because we've seen this camera before and they've used it before, and all the other times it wasn't shaking, and we know that there's an earthquake, so, you know, it's very unlikely that the wind is the one shaking the camera. Yes, I mean, volcanoes are caused by earthquakes and can also erupt because of earthquakes. But yes, I mean, a volcano can cause an earthquake in a sense, yeah. Volcanoes exist in many different ways. You have this one right here, which is literally an open top that has magma spewing out of it. But you have those volcanoes that are completely closed, which is gas building up. The reason why they explode is because the gas then builds up, and eventually it builds up so much that it literally pressures it to explode, you know? So there's many different kinds of volcanoes. I'm not sure of all of them. I know that this one right here doesn't have an open top, and the way it exploded was the gas was then built up, right? And then it literally went out the side, like here, and the gas then, you know, because the gas has to release, it has to go somewhere. I'm not that much of an expert on volcanoes. I don't refresh my memories on volcanoes. I usually, we had this professor who was really, really into volcanoes, and I used to learn a lot about them, but refreshed my many memories on that. So don't ask me too many questions on it. But I'll search. I'll use Google as my friend here. What is your yeah. No, it's not methane gas. So you can see it here. Volcanically caused long period earthquakes, which is what we're seeing here. This is a very long period earthquake. It's going on for about 12 hours or longer. Are preceded by vibrations generated by the movement of magma or fluids within the volcano. Pressure within the system increases, and the surrounding rocks fails, creating small earthquakes. So, like that, which means that there's an extreme amount of pressure underneath the ground, causing the rocks to fail. So, pressure within the system. So there's pressure within the system itself, within the Earth's crust. You know, you say underneath the ground, underneath the volcano right there. You have pressure from releasing gas. I believe that's what they're saying. And then, God, I don't know. I really don't know. No. And then the gases build up and the rocks fail because of the pressure, and if this continues, this is what we're seeing here, continuous pressure from the ground. I mean, if there's anybody who knows more about volcanoes, please do say something, because I'm not the man to ask about that stuff. I know a little bit. I'm not the but I'm really not that much into it. I mean, I think the best explanation there, News, is my best explanation to why is they go boom. But it also is funny because if there's an extreme amount of pressure within the Earth, within the crust itself, could we see another eruption? You know, sometimes there are earthquakes before a volcano goes off, which is one thing. So the weird thing about this is it has erupted. It is, again, I would say it's still in the media of having to be erupting, right? And this one is stating volcanoes can only be triggered into erupting by nearby tectonic earthquakes, which is happening here. This is tectonic earthquakes. Well, I believe so. I mean, isn't... Iceland is literally on a tectonic plate right here. Look at that. So Iceland, which is right there, right? That's Iceland. is literally on God damn it, tectonic plate, and if a volcano can only be triggered by into eruption by nearby tectonic earthquakes if they're already poised to erupt, which is that's not wind, that's literally the ground shaking. You hear that? Okay, well, that's not good. If the volcanoes can be triggered into eruption by nearby tectonic earthquakes. So there's an earthquake at the volcano, literally at the area at the volcano, that's caused by, well, could be tectonic movements, because there is a tectonic movement moving through the line, moving through, literally right through Iceland. And if they could be caused to erupt by that, that is, what would you use the word for that? Fucked, right? I mean, it's not good. Sorry, I thought I saw something there. So we don't know if this is gonna cause anything. We could see something happen on the live cam, which would be pretty cool. That would certainly be a sight to behold. This one is called, which one's this called? Is that... what's the name of it? Langrigi or what? God damn it, what's the name of it? That's literally, that's the... well, I mean, I'm not concerned about the earthquake. If there is a volcano eruption, it can cause a good amount of air pollution, which does get carried out over Iceland. But you know, as I said before, it's really, for me, it's really just because it's a cool sight, you know, to see. What's the name of the volcano? What is the name of it? New volcano eruption in Iceland. God damn it! What's the name of this thing? Is it Langji or what? Does anybody remember the name of this one? Is it Trojan? No. Being active for the first time in 6,000 years, a long dormant volcano has awoken with an eruption known as a... holy shit, this is a... God damn it. What are these names, man? Glydian Aldegoz on the 9th... oh, this was a long time ago. Oh my god. Oh, right. That was a long time ago. Oh, sorry. I thought I was reading one from this time. What's the name of this volcano? I've gotta find it. Hold on, 1 second. You know, I'm not just reporting stuff because it's gonna kill people. I'm reporting it because it's news. You know, because it's news. Oh, that's the one, right? Yeah, what's that? The one? Is that the one on the island? No. Is it? The one on the island? Wait a minute. Oh, Little Hook. What the fuck is that even name? These names of these volcanoes are I mean, whoever came up with those names, hands down, one of the founders of weird names, right? Oh my god! I was trying to find it because I wanted to see where it was located compared to that tectonic plate, but I can't really seem to be finding it. I think it's every year. It's not very. I think it was one in 2021. Was it the one that went off in Iceland, or was that my? Yeah, I think one went off in 2021 is one of the last reports. Was the last time something went off in Iceland. Well, so it's, you know, again, on a tectonic plate, probably formed due to a massive earthquake one time. So can't wanna. Anyways, wherever it is, why can't I find it? Am I that dumb? Maybe I should search it up. No. The fucking name of it. Oh, maybe it's because it's. This guy put the title in Icelandic, I think. Oh, yeah. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there it is. Well, that's the area where it's in, I think. Look at that. I think that's literally on top of the tectonic plate. Look at that. Yeah, I found it right here. This area. It's this area. You know, doesn't need the exact location. Just need the area of it. So. That's the area right there. When I get my tectonic plate map, right? We get our tectonic plate map up, and we look at where that is. That's the name of it, Langihuchuk, or whatever. And we get our tectonic map. You take these two comparisons, right? That's what a line is, and that's where that is. So, looks to me as if it's running here. Yeah. Look at that map as well. I mean, this could be a bit off, but looks to me this is an area that's literally centered right in the middle of Iceland. So very, very likely could be a situation that has to do with tectonic movements. I mean, what happens when we have earthquakes, of course, is tectonic movements, right? But this one apparently is a long period one. This is apparently you know, people leave whenever I don't tell them that the weather is about to blow up. The weather is about to blow up. Oh, and further people come in. Oh my God, it's about to blow up. Oh, nothing's happened? Okay, I'll leave. You know? You gotta give them boring news. I'm giving them boring news. I'm giving the real news. Instead of telling everybody the world's about to blow up. You know, if I put a title, right? Emergency, emergency, huge volcano in Iceland is erupting, or something like that, when I don't know if it's erupting, right? Could do that. Get more views. I'm probably gonna come by. Swarm by. Alright? Emergency, emergency, emergency! Battle station, battle stations! Fucking ridiculous. Right? Battle station, come on, battle stations. Get ready, guys. Get ready. Earth about to explode, yeah. No, right? This is not a super volcano. At least I don't think so. Probably heard a little bit more about it if it was. There's not, there are no supervolcanoes in Iceland. In fact, some of the only places that have them are South America, North America, Yellowstone, of course, other places as well. But we have Philippines, Japan, China actually has one, and then Russia and New Zealand apparently. And is that one in? No, but that's very few places. But of course, I want to own Italy and off the coast of Greece. But of course, it's not a supervolcano, as we know it about. I mean, the title here says, now, the person here says new volcanic eruption in Iceland, and this person has all kind of gadgets up, so can't really know. Personally, I think this one, and this one also live from Iceland. I'm not sure if it's I'm not even sure what that word is. Honestly, I don't know, mate, but appears to be a volcano. Keep in mind, it already erupted once. Now, small volcanoes can erupt twice. Some of them only erupt once in their lifetime. Of course, this is something that we could see happening, which means that we could see a second explosion or second eruption. It actually looks like it's getting worse at the moment. Look at that. The camera's really shaky now. Oh, yeah. It's been going on for... Oh, now the camera's getting a bit more steady. Oh yeah, and then it's shaking a bit, and now it's getting steady and shaking and shaking. Looks to me, it may have calmed down just a tiny bit if you're looking at that graph. I think that's the graph for it. I'm not sure though, but I think that's the graph. It looks like it's calmed down from being up here, but it's something that it's been going on, you know, since I think 12 hours now or something like that. All right, see you later, Nick. Yousers. Hello there. More areas actually turning on here in Ukraine. We of course had the air raids going on earlier, but still more stuff going on here. Quite the contrary. I mean, it's really getting interesting, you know. When's it gonna end? It's going on for 12 hours. 12 hours, man. I mean, imagine having an earthquake that went on for 12 hours. Imagine having an earthquake that went on for 12 hours. That was a big... There's a thunder strike right there. Look at that. That was a big thunder strike. Oh. Probably a bit close, wasn't it? That was a big thunder strike. Right there, probably a bit close to the screen. Look pretty huge. Pretty huge. Huge. It's gonna be huge. Now, of course, if anybody wants to see the video I showed you earlier on the stream of a alleged PMC Wagner officer that's apparently was recording the video in Belarus, talking about how this is all just the beginning. Thanks for the support and everything. He was wearing a I've retweeted it on my Twitter, or you can watch it earlier in the stream. Now, he was wearing a vest, a military vest and all that with like a symbol on it. Well, Christina said earlier that there was pretty much confirmed about that's thunderstorm going on there in Kiev. There was a video of it, and apparently, of course, you can't say if it's true or not, if it's some kind of poster posting up, you know, somebody pretending to be maybe who they're not. What was that? More thunder strikes now going on there in Odessa. Kind of all around kind of thing. I mean, it could have been thunder strikes. Was in the clouds. So, you know, they were talking about how this is all just the beginning, and the statement was from him that we're getting ready to go global, or global, or turmoil, or whatever the fuck, right? So, a lot of stuff there. Otherwise, I'm not really seeing anything on 7PP other than the news we reported yesterday. I'm not really seeing much else on that. What's that? My eyes are actually fixated mostly on Belarus when it comes to it now, because why, in fact, that they are. He was talking about a traffic jam apparently from some Wagner troops out there, and he made it to Rostov. I think he was talking about, or it was in Belarus. Lots of fun going on there in the background. Russia and Belarus was that Ron News USA. Ron News. Not true. I mean, we already knew that Russia probably would not be invited to the Olympic Games. 2024. But apparently Belarus is not being invited. That's probably because of their involvement in the war. Well, involvement allowing Russia to use them as a staging ground. So, yeah, that appears so. Oh, there, Witcher. Well, then everything. What's that? What was it? The apparent appearance of. Now, a lot of hot weather in the south of Europe, a record high weather actually, and it's actually been so. Fair enough. But it's actually been so hot in the south of Europe that there has been, I believe, in certain areas of South Europe, actually been issued. It was also pretty hot in Romania, which is not every day you get to say that. Very hot in Romania. I think it was a record high hotness there. But the it was actually issued a warning that people should stay home, or at least protect themselves, and tourists, people who are not locals. I think it was issued for locals and tourists, but mostly for tourists who should not go out, who are not used to this sort of weather, who are maybe coming from warmer climate weather. So really interesting stuff there, because we've seen the ice melting on the polar caps, right? I mean, Antarctica and Greenland has both melted. Well, not melted, right? But areas of it has melted. And today, oh well, not today, but this year, we've seen the record high of ice melting both in Greenland and in yeah, over 40, yeah. And Antarctica. It's actually winter in Antarctica right now, so it should actually be 4 degrees in south of Europe is a lot, you know. And should actually be winter in Antarctica, but it is winter in Antarctica, and the ice should be spreading, but it's not. So something's going on there. The Earth is officially absorbing more sunlight than it was before, meaning a global warming effect will happen. The places where the ice used to be is quite black on the bottom, where the sunlight will easily be picked up because, you know, as you know, black picks up, the black color itself picks up light much better, as we have the ability to absorb the heat, not throw it back out into the atmosphere. 90% of the sun energy, as you would call it, sun array or whatever, solar array, that hits an ice cap, or what you would call it, ice surface, gets reflected back. But that means that now, if this is going away and we've seen the record high of the ice melting, you know, the Earth is going to get hotter. We're seeing it already happen. Now, what is that indication? That means that it means that areas that were hot will get hot, you know, really hot. It could have the negative effect I was talking about before. Areas that used to be hot will become very cold, and I'll tell you about that, because right now Canada is cold. No denying that, right? But 1 second. But the streams that we have in our oceans, we have the Gulf Stream, and we have others that usually, you know, keep our oceans quite warm. And As you see right there, this is the cold. I'm to live on an iceberg. I got it. Well, some people get hot quicker, you know. Now, they're talking about these areas, and especially what's coming up from here, the blue water, this one, yeah, this one might be a better one. You have the blue ocean water right there, which is really, really cold. Now, what they're talking about, if not only does the water get, you know, colder and less salty, because fresh water from the salt will be melting into the water, into the oceans, and killing a lot of marine life. But not only will it be affecting in simply pulling these streams right here, and have an effect of pulling this one right here. You see the blue line right here, and this one right here could be pulled in towards where we have the Gulf Stream now, and the Gulf Stream could be pushed further out here, making it hotter in areas over here where we usually have some of the relapse of hotter or colder streams right here. But it could become hotter in these areas, become hotter and hotter. Now in America right here, where you look at that, you know, this one is going to come down here, and it's going to get very cold. So it could have the effect of making the area here and here and here, all these areas that we usually see that are quite cold, could have these areas right here could get colder and colder, because the river streams right here that comes from blue ocean water, the very, very cold water, could be coming down here, and that makes the weather, you know, ocean controls the weather. And if you don't believe me, because I did think some people might not want to believe me, I don't know if you know who Neil deGrasse Tyson is, but Neil deGrasse Tyson, he's a scientist, right? He's a very known one. So hear him talking about it.
Back in the ocean. Okay. So, but this is now non-salty water going into the ocean.
Hear him talking
that no one
about
talks about. When the glaciers melt, where does the water go?
In the ocean?
Back in the ocean. Okay. So, but this is now non-salty water going into the ocean. So you're mixing fresh water with brackish water, and they occupy different places in the vertical profile of the ocean. And because salt water is heavier than fresh water, so fresh water occupies the top.
Right.
It's not as salty as the water below. And there are circulations in the ocean. The combinations of all these circulations create the stability of the ocean. If you disrupt that, oh my gosh. Some animals might go extinct. Some weather patterns will change because the ocean affects climate. This is why climate modeling is so critical, yet so complicated.
Ocean water and the cold and hot affects the weather. You hear it there from Neil deGrasse Tyson, a very smart man, scientist. He's talking about it, and he also says nobody talks about this. What happens if they melt? It happened in 2023. They're melting, right? We're seeing, and what happened? All of a sudden, we're hearing all this about this melting of the ice caps. What happened, right? It gets hotter in areas that not only some areas that wasn't hot before. You know, Romania isn't known for being the most hottest country in the world, but all of a sudden we have very, very hot areas in Romania, right? And we get hot areas, and we get hotter areas where it's actually so hot that people are encouraged to stay inside. You can't live in those weather conditions, right? Well, you can, but it gets hotter. It gets harder and harder. And what happens in North America, I got to tell you guys, you know, if the ocean's current streams, which he's talking about, gets pushed away from the ice caps melting, it's gonna get colder in America. It could literally get colder in America. Check this out right here.
This real-life lore video is sponsored by the upcoming film An Inconvenient Sequel. You've probably heard news that the 20th century, over 3 times faster than they rose during the previous century. Ice is melting. There is no debate that Earth is warming up. The planet's average temperature has increased 1.1 degrees Celsius since 1880, and 6
Yeah, like the Earth has decreased on average 1.1. That's not a lot, by the way, since 1888. You know,
18 out of 7
1880, and it's decreased by one.
of the
Wow.
hottest years ever on record have been since 2001. NASA estimates
Yeah.
there is a 95% probability that this current warming is a direct result of human activity since the mid-20th century, and 97 out of 100 actively publishing climate scientists agree that human activity is extremely likely to blame. As a result of this, ice around
Oh
the
shit.
world is
There we go. There it's in the
melting
back.
and raising the planet's sea levels. The oceans already rose by 6 centimeters during the course of the 19th century, but they rose by 19 centimeters.
Okay, well, I'm gonna watch the rest of the video here. Point about this one was that I wanted to show you that it was
The
gonna
British Isles would become more of an archipelago, and London would be
Here we go. Back there now. But he's talking about flooding the most, obviously. Obviously, the biggest issues obviously the biggest issues would be the flooding of the areas around, you know, the globe. That was fast. That was quick. Kharkiv. All clear? Alright, fair enough. Possible, but the point is here that the world, not only from the ice melting, could have a climate effect, I mean global warming effect, but it could have the negative effects of paradox. You know, when that happens, the world gets colder. Well, some areas get hotter, some areas get colder, right? Well, more sirens there. Quite a busy night tonight in Ukraine, like it has been for the other days as well. Actively, right? His whereabouts are somewhat unknown. That's my last knowledge of where he is. Someone wrote somewhat unknown. So it's possible that some people know where he is, and possible that some other people don't know where he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's possible that some people know where he is and some people don't know where he is. You know? Putin probably just doesn't want to know. But whereabouts as of the moment are unclear. At least that's my last understanding. I haven't really heard a lot about him, but I'll take it as it comes. I mean, it isn't really as much as where is Bogosian? You know, I'm more looking at where's the troops. I'm more afraid of like 25,000 people in one country than I'm afraid of one person in one country, you know. You know, it's hard to say really if he's 6 feet under. That's really high up. I would definitely say at least, you know, 15 feet, you know. probably, you know, some guy was selling wigs on the streets, and Prigozhin just happened to walk by there, and you know, he was so mesmerized that he was just an easy target, you know. I'd say 6 feet. That's setting in a low point. I think he's gonna be lower than that. No, but you know, it's hard to know. We haven't really heard a lot about him. Where is he? Why is he in Russia? Did he not make it? Did somebody in that plane that he was in side with Putin and land in Russia, and then he was killed? You know, again, I don't fucking know. The only thing I know right now is the Earth is warming up and getting colder. The Earth will warm up and it will get colder. Areas around the world will get colder. As it will change the wind, the effect of the weather. The oceans control the weather. The waters controls the weather. It will get fucking... Hold on 1 second. What's that from there? Okay. The world will get hotter and the world will get colder. So hot to unbearably live in it, and so cold to unbearably live in it. You have to find some kind of middle place where the world isn't that hot anymore, right? But Denmark will probably have one of the coldest winters ever. Or one of the paradox, it will become one of the warmest winters. You know, it's a paradox. All that ice melting into the ocean. As you heard Neil deGrasse Tyson talking about it, you know, all that fresh water is going to be on top. And he's also talking about, you know, the humanitarian crisis. Not only, you know, humanity will survive. I mean, we'll have fresh water on top, but the animals that can't live in fresh water, depend on the salt water, and can't live in fresh water will die. Well, go extinct. Many of them will. So I'm sure if some of the creatures could be able to. Well, you know, moving to Denmark, you know, you're gonna be in a lot of ice, because if that happens, you know, all what we're thinking about, the places that will get hotter, places that will get colder. If the places do get colder, Denmark will definitely get colder, and I believe that we're gonna definitely see some kind of paradox effect that will not only make the world hotter but then colder. It's a paradox effect, you know, sort of a negative effect, as you would call it. I do hear some faint air rates there in the back there, but I've seen to turn off. Oh, it's so weird how the world just decided, you know what? Now is the time to have a lot of thunder strikes in. I did not see that on Flash. I'll check it. So weird that, you know, the world's now going, you know what? Now is the time to have. Right now is the time to have thunderstorms in Ukraine. Yeah, we've been pushing for it. We didn't know we were gonna do it, but yeah, we're thinking about it, and we're gonna probably do it. We're gonna be stopping by there for 3 days, then stop and then come back. You know, making everybody a bit confused as to what the fuck is going on. Did you talk about it 30 minutes, 20 minutes ago? PMC, Wagner PMC mercenaries significantly due to the practice in hostility in Ukraine. Pentagon spokesman to the Air Force at the stage, we do not see Wagner forces taking a significant part in supporting military operations in Ukraine. Alright. An explosion sounded in Russia, Volcano, according to Russian media. Is that... what is that? What is that even? Is that a... did they hit a power line or something? Looks weird though, doesn't it? Looks weird. It looks like they hit something and what looks weird about it is that it looks as if they hit a power line or something. I don't know what exactly is going on there. What kind of a attack, or if that's a drone or whatever that is. It looks a bit weird looking at it. It doesn't really look like there's another video here. Holy shit. What the fuck was that even? But you can't even see it, you know? It sounded big. Listen to it. It sounds really big. You can't even see it on the video though, but it sounds big. It sounds like 2 explosions. Don't know what that was. Don't even know what it was. Definitely sound like explosions. So, it's definitely not a bird flying into a power line, but you know. It's weird that what they're also saying is that the Wagner is not taking place, or that's from the Pentagon. Yeah, that was the video. It's weird that they're saying that Wagner's not taking any part of any Ukrainian military activities. What kind of suggestions is that, you know? Is that suggesting that they're now not doing anything? Are they just standing by to kind of not have any losses? I mean, what do they mean by that? Is what my question is. You know, why are they not fighting? Are they taking any? Lots of air raids, so that could be an all clear air raid going on there. I'm not sure about that, but holy shit, right there. Holy mother shit show. Holy mother of fucking God. Don't know what the fuck's going on. You guys hate that when you can, like, you know that something's about to happen, but you don't know what's about to happen, because we know something probably is about to happen there. What's that? In the Black Sea, there are 8 enemy ships on combat duty among 3 capital carriers. A total salvo of 18 missiles is reported by naval forces of the armed forces of Ukraine. So this is what they're talking about in the Black Sea there. 8 more. Is that? Can't really read Russian. So caliber is cruise missiles, by the way. You know, it's like they were part of the fighting. They're all part of the fighting, right? And they see, and now they're saying that there's no. They're not fighting they're seeing that there's no Wagner taking any form of help in Ukraine. So what exactly are they doing, and what are they waiting for? I mean, have they sent the whole force to Belarus? Why are they there? What are they doing there? How long are we gonna have to wait for to see or have a knowledge about why they're there? You know. Yeah, these areas, and you should have seen when they turned on, it was like poof, like on immediately. So smaller pushes along near Bakhmut again, but not really any significant changes. A little bit of push there in Zaporizhia. At least along the Zaporizhia line right there, or how would you describe it? I guess the well, that's not exactly accurate right there. Doesn't matter. But they've definitely been under air raid attacks. That there, I believe that what we're seeing in the screen right there are flashes of lightning going on in Odessa, back there in the background. Also, there are no air raids in Odessa. Oh, that saw like a big flash right there. Apparently not. Demon, how far back do you want me to go? No. We won't search for that. It's probably just a lightning. It does appear that they are attacking once again, but we don't really know exactly what area or where they're doing it or where they're attacking, so really weird. I'm gonna be right back. Now, if you won't believe it, the news is of it as such now, but this was earlier. I don't know if you heard, but a paint rotor near the town of Milan has well, has died. It is in Italy. She died because of the heat at work. British tourists are just falling over, and they're talking about this being a reason of an anti-typhoon, as they call it, or typhoon from the Sahara Desert, bringing a lot of warm water. Not warm water, sorry. So I'm talking so much about water. Warm winds to well, Italy and many of the south areas, and some of the reports are stating, holy shit, it is getting bad there in Iceland now. That was a really bad quake right there. Look at that, it's getting really bad there. But they're talking about the effect of it, and they're saying that it could get as bad as 48 degrees. 48 degrees. Guys, that's in Fahrenheit, that's 48 degrees in Fahrenheit. It's 118 Fahrenheit. 48 Celsius, which is degrees, right? Or that is equal to 118 degrees, 118.4 degrees Fahrenheit, which, I don't know if you know that, but that's fucking hot, you know? Meant to break records of highest days, and it's meant to hit Italy the most, as now we're hearing about what reportedly was or have been a heat stroke. People are passing out from, especially the reporters were from the British tourists, people who have been passing out. So yeah, it is not looking too good at the moment there. So, and this is also one of the other things we were talking about, the factor that what we're seeing happening around the globe, these global warming effects, can really cause a lot of effects to the weather, as what we were talking about before. And it's coming from the Sahara Desert, and these anti-typhoons, this is something we haven't, it's not something you see every day. I'm not saying it's something that hasn't happened before, but it's meant to break records, which is something that we have. Of course, if it breaks a record, it's something you haven't seen before. I don't know if you know that, you know? Yeah, I mean, it's certainly, you know, it's sad because people who go to Italy, right, and they're like, oh, Italy, and then, you know, wow. Yeah, I mean, tires and all that, the effect that heat can have on just anything, you know, it's a miracle that your car didn't overheat. You know, Death Valley, but the Death Valley in California, that was that had the record high, that had the highest recorded heat, I think, of world history so far, at least. Or yeah, you Brits are not used to the, well, we Danish people are not used to it. I mean, if I was there, I would probably pass out as well. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm not somebody who usually passes out, but, you know, if you're not really near any water source, and if people are using up water sources, blowing on their heads and all that, you know, water become an issue, and all of a sudden, but it's really, like, it's actually, like, if you look at a map, right, and you look at how the heat waves are affecting right now, not only did we feel it in Denmark, which is fucking strange, right, but it's literally affecting areas right here where it's literally, when you look at the, you know, weather map, it just gets red, you know, red, hot and glow. Even the newscasters are saying this is strange. You know, the weathercasters, from the newscasters and all that, saying this is strange stuff we haven't seen before. Why is this happening? You know, and I'm fully agreeing on the fact of why it's happening. We know why it's happening. You know, people keep, oh, we don't know what's happening. We know why it's fucking happening, because we have those ice caps melting and the water streams are moving. Listen, the Gulf Stream has become weaker. It's becoming weaker. And it's moving. It's getting colder. It's getting hotter in the winter. It's getting colder and it's getting hotter in areas. the weather will change and will only get worse from here on out. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I think what America has seen from the typhoon effects and what you guys have had, you know, sorry, I have volcano on my mind. What you've had in storms in terms of storms, I'm sorry, but I don't think it's gonna be the end of it, and I can't be completely sure about that, but I doubt it's gonna be the end of it. I mean, look at Canada. Canada is experiencing the worst wildfires we've ever had. You know, the world's gone to shit. People are just not talking about it. I mean, fucking the USA could be experiencing something unlike anything we've ever fucking seen before. I mean, typhoons on the size of Manhattan or something like that, you know. Just, well, bigger than that. Well, a typhoon the size of Manhattan might not be that big, but this typhoon the size of half the U.S. maybe. I don't know. Probably not, but I believe that it's going to get worse from here on out. Weird weather patterns in Denmark. Denmark has always had some weird weather patterns always, but it's not been like this. It's cold, it's caught, it's cold, it's caught. It's weather, it's hot, you know, it's a you know, something, I believe that something's going on here, and the earth is being disrupted on some levels. And it's just crazy how this is the Gulf Stream, if that was to move, you know, what kind of levels of winter temperatures are we looking at in Europe? What kind of levels? Well, you can have it as it's going to be Arctic style fucking winters. And Arctic style winters, if you're somebody who used to live in the south of France, you're not exactly cut out to live in Arctic style winters. Now, it's not sure that will happen, but if it does get, the Gulf Stream does get moved, and the weather patterns will be moved down towards, further down into Africa, or even pushed further down, you know, it's going to change the places that was hot before. It's going to get colder. And the areas that was cold before make it, you know, colder, and some areas will get hotter. We're already seeing it happening. We can't deny it. It's already happening. We're acting like this is not happening, and people are not talking about it. We're just glossing over the fact that right now, I mean, listen, as much as I want to focus on Ukraine war and all that, you know, this is also quite a serious problem. Well, I know you're saying that as a joke, or if you are, but, you know, you gotta understand, Arctic winters, and what I'm talking about, you know, you go outside and you don't have a glove on, you're gonna get frostbite, you know? You leave your door open at night, you're gonna get frostbite. You leave your window open, you're gonna get frostbite. And you can have the chances of falling asleep in Arctic winters, you could literally die. I mean, older people and people who walk in the streets, people who are not used to those sort of weathers. I mean, the places that we might be seeing where people might survive these sort of things are people who already live in these conditions to start with. But it certainly will not be getting any. Might start by getting warmer, and then it will start to get colder. Right? As the water streams are moving. But we'll have to keep an eye on it, definitely. It's not fun right now. It's definitely not fun, but we'll have to keep an eye on it. It's not something that's going to happen right now, but we're already seeing the effects of it now. So, buckle up, right? If anybody comes in here and asks me what my professions are, what my expertise is, it's not because I'm sitting here and I'm figuring things out. This is things I've heard people talk about. We just heard Neil deGrasse Tyson talking about it. We've heard professors, we've heard people, we've heard scientists talk about it. And there's scientists public articles about this right now. It is a basic Finnish winter. You know, that's what I'm saying. You know, people who live in those conditions may be able to survive. Well, obviously will survive, and we will all probably survive. But people who may be caught off guard, you know, what kind of conditions are we going to start to live in? It's going to definitely get a bit more unsanitary, right? Well, I don't know. Unsanitary is probably not the right word for it, but, you know. But yeah. That's a good view right there of the volcano. I think that's what we're looking at. I think that's the that's the volcano right there. So it's quite a huge volcano, I gotta be honest with you. Certainly won't be a bad thing to prepare for, but I will be honest, you're gonna know when it's gonna happen, you know. It's not gonna be like one winter Arctic, you know. It's gonna be like next winter is gonna have Arctic, but it's definitely gonna be next winter. It may get colder than it usually is. Still, I'm probably gonna be walking around in shorts. You know, I don't give a fuck. You know, so thing about Scandinavian people, we will be walking around in shorts till the day that we lose our legs from it. You know. You see the Scandinavian guy, he's probably gonna walk up to Mount Everest with shorts on. Everybody's tell he's crazy. He's gonna say, "What is the problem? I do this all the time." Imagine, I mean, I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but imagine you're looking at the volcano right there, right? And then all of a sudden, boom! Like, is this something that, I mean, could it happen? Could it not happen? I mean, I'm not, you can be sure as to what, but we know it's a gas volcano, so gases could be trapped, and the earthquake is probably caused by the gases underneath. So, well, you might be having some Scandinavian roots there. I think some people are just built to it, or getting used to it, you know, got used to it. And people who live up in the areas around Canada and stuff like places like that just get pretty cold places. It does get pretty cold in those areas. Not all year round, but you know, in North America, America alone, it can get pretty cold. What's that? Yeah, I mean, yesterday this of course wasn't happening. Yesterday was quite a stable situation. You know, it was a volcano that was that had already erupted, as far as people knew, and you know, magma was spewing up over and it was spreading. As people knew, it was quite a safe situation. Of course, you didn't want to get too close to it, but I do agree. People did walk too close. Some people walked way too close. I mean, well, we know when this is happening, right? Just call you Lartha? You want me to call you Lartha? Lartha? Really? Wait, is that your name, or? Look, Lagartha. Lagartha. Is that a god, or what? What is that? I mean, people are certainly some talking about the fact of it erupting twice. I mean, it is something that volcanoes can do, and you know, it's certainly a situation that's going on there. Oh, I haven't seen Vikings. I've been thinking about it. Maybe I should see it, but I don't know. It's because magma moving upwards towards the vertical sheet of rock known as a dike, or whatever that is, intrusion. The eruptions are not very dangerous and had not affected air traffic, but authorities have advised against going to the site. The eruptions have attracted many visitors who want to see the spectacular of lava and smoke. Iceland is one of the most volcanically active countries in Europe, with 33, in Europe, I wouldn't, but okay, in the EU definitely, with the 33 active volcano system. It is in eruption every 5 years on average. Some of the eruptions have been very disruptive. Such as the 2010 eruption of, I'm not going to try to pronounce that, something like that, canceled 100,000 flights of the 1783 eruption of the Laki that caused environmental and socio-economic disaster. There's a new volcanic eruption happening in Iceland, near the capital. Wow, okay, it started on July 10th after a week of small earthquakes in the area. So this is near the capital. Well, not too near. It's near, but it's not too near, The eruption is taking place in a small depression just north of Little Hood. That's the one we're seeing here, from which the smoke is escaping in a northwesterly direction. Okay. That the new fissure. Okay, so Bob, if you're here, fissure eruption of the whatever that is, volcano began on July 10th. So it's a fissure eruption, or whatever that pronunciation is, intensifying systematic over the previous month, and inflation that was first noted on April at 10:55 on July 5th. Raised the aviation color code to orange, the third level of the 4-color scale, by 13:30 on July 7th. There had been more than 7,000 earthquakes detected in the swarm that began on July 3rd. Epicenters were aligned between whatever that is, Fagradalsfjall and the Gila-Korn NNE from the 2021 and 2022 eruption, and mostly contracted just to the north of the Little Hurto Hill. Deformation data and radar inventory showed uplift in the same area, suggesting a magnetic dig intrusion that reached to 1 kilometer depth by early July 6th. A systematic decrease during July 6th, and the rate of deformation slowed, with analyzation showing that by 9th the dike had propagated 1 kilometer further. Tremor was detected at 4:25 on July 10th. Continued to intensify, leading to an eruption at 16:40 just northwest of Little Hurto. Webcam images showed visible gas emersions and incantations. I can't read those words, I'm sorry. But no major ash emissions. IMO raised the aviation color code to red, the highest level on the 4-color scale at 1707. Oh, goddamn, that's a lot. Visitors were killed and interrupting too close. I tell you what, I'm not going to this volcano at this point, at least. Very active area, you know. Not somewhere I'm gonna be going. Ow. Boiled inside that. Ah, God. Well, fucking Christ. That's wow, that's just disgusting. I mean, wow, it's just, when you think about that, that's just disgusting. I mean, boiled from, ugh. Not something you would want to see, right? Take me on, take me. Oh, look at that camera shaking. It is shaking now. Oh, it is shaking now. I can rephrase that. Nope, not for this girl. Nope. Nope. Not this time. I've done it before. I fucked up before. Not this time. Not this time. I'm gonna steamroll. I'm gonna be smart in my decisions. Me make smart decisions. Not to go to Volcano. Volcano very hot. Very hurt. Hurt my shoulder. I do. Hurt everything. I do. Boil. I do. It's shaking from the earthquake. We believe that it's been caused by does it make a sound there? Believe that it's been caused by gases being trapped underneath and then ruining the rocks underneath, making the rocks fail, creating this sort of effect of belief the volcano is actually causing the earthquake. Heard something in the background there. I thought it was some kind of explosion kind of sound, but I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm seeing stuff come out there. Maybe some kind of gas is coming out there. It could be nothing, could be something. But yeah. There's a gas that's been sort of trying to get out. Is now building up underneath. Kind of shaking the earth and making the rocks fail, which will cause a earthquake-like effect. It is not to be reckoned with. First thing I was like, when I came up, I was like, when I looked at this, when I opened up, I was like, oh, what's this? You know, I don't think there's anybody here. I've not seen a single person. I'm looking at the area as well. I've not seen a single person there. It's really getting very smoky in the area over there now, which is not a concern. Really getting very smoky in the area. I've not seen any people there. I don't think there is any people there. Because now people are like, okay, you know, not where I want to be right now. You know. But, you know, I was looking at the rocks. I was like, is the rocks moving? Is the rocks doing something? But they don't seem to be moving. But, you know, that's a different thing. Rocks, you know. I was just wondering if they're like hopping or something like that. But maybe we can't see those small rocks doing something. But it's definitely happening. You know, this is not wind moving this camera this much. You know, I mean, unstable amount. I get that, but you know, one hell of a wind going on up there. If that was, you know. Also, it doesn't make those sounds. You know, wind doesn't make, you know, kind of sounds. It makes, you know, it doesn't make sound like you're about to, doesn't, you know what I'm saying. Oh God, I want to put it in 4K. Why do you stream in 4K? That's incredibly. I mean, it's good for you. Oh, what's going on there? That's the York cam right there. Look at that, guys. By the way, a report from TV2, which is a very large news media in Denmark, stated the Russians has maybe or maybe not started packing older tanks up with explosives. Now, of course, these older tanks does not appear to have any way of being self-propelled in the way that they're not, you know, remote controlled, which you know, or they're trying to figure out some kind of way to maybe remote control them to set them into the front lines and then have them explode it. But from my point of view is, what if you have that tank, you know, with an infantry squad, you know, there's one tank sent in, Ukraine destroys it, and it explodes before slowing down advance from the Russians. It's a really, really bad idea. I don't know what they're using it for or why they're using it. I'm not the kind of person that wants to speculate, but I was just thinking, one thought came to mind, where they're like, oh, we're strengthening our assault at 7 we're bringing in these tanks. These tanks are very good tanks, you know. Oh, we're just going to leave the tanks here. Are you going to take them with us? No, we're not going to leave. We're not going to take them with us. We're going to leave them here for when we come back, you know. That's the only thought that crosses my mind. I mean, I don't want to speculate or anything, but, you know, thinking about that in the kind of context that we're looking at now, I mean, you know. By the way, if you've not seen if you're new here now, a Wagner appeared to be a Wagner officer who had a Wagner vest on and everything. Showed it earlier in the stream. He was actually talking about how this is. I could show it here again. I think I'm going to show it here again just for appearance sake. Here, we're gonna watch this video here again. Now, keep in mind, I can't verify this, but he does have a Wagner symbol on. He just appeared to have a rifle with him of some sort and a military jacket alongside military hat. Can't verify anything here. He does speak Russian, so, you know. So let's hear about what he's saying to say. He's talking about some real crazy stuff here. Field Commander P is I'm the Field Commander of the PMC Wagner. This is the Field Commander of the PMC Wagner, call sign Berserk. We located in brotherly. We are, so it's not just him. We are. So he's pointing out that Wagner is in Belarus. So we are. He's not saying I am. He's saying we are. You know, he's not gonna go alone to Belarus. Oh, what's he saying? Why would he say that, though? That's the only thing I'm saying kind of weird, is that he would give away his location. We are located in brotherly, alright, near, Pushing. What's that? We still got it up on the map so we can get, like, an overview on that. In Belarus. It's definitely in Belarus. Where is it? It's kind of in the middle of actually Belarus, I would say. Kind of in the, well, very much in the middle. It's quite far from the Ukrainian border. Well, it's all just the beginning. My mod for judges showed a lot of interesting things without saying directly. I'll only mention.
Показал очень много интересного. Не говоря прямо, скажу лишь косвенные вещи.
Certain units of the mod that was allegedly stuck in traffic did arrive and into Rostov.
Что определенное формирование Министерства обороны, которое якобы застряло в пробке, все-таки приехало в Ростов. В первые минуты их командир, очень порядочный офицер, нашел диалог с нашим ратибором. Мы пришли к очень интересным выводам, которые зачеркивают некоторые наши минувшие разногласия. Поэтому знайте, что среди ваших верных есть наши единомышленники. Вместе
Together we are strong, so I'm happy to play so many of our supportive friends. It's all just the beginning. It's all just the beginning.
Друзья, все только начинается. ЧВК.
See, and its path is far from over. We're ready for global events and turmoils, which is like just the word for we're ready to do some fucked up shit, you know.
Мы готовы к глобальным событиям и потрясениям, которые ждут нашу страну и всех нас с вами. Спасибо вам, кто нас поддерживал.
the Russians
Спасибо,
supporting them.
что вы были с нами. Вместе мы сила. Аминь.
So that's what I've been talking about here. So that seems to be. It appears to be a PMC Wagner officer. Now, can't verify. It could be some poser, but he does speak Russian. He has a PMC Wagner uniform on with the badge. So, yeah. He's also, what weirds me out the most is the factor that he's just given away what appears to be where they are. There appears to be a military base in where they are, actually. There is actually a military base near where they are, where Russians have also used it before, it appears. But it appears that there, in fact, is a military base located in the area as to where they were talking about. Apparently, photo reports suggest Belarus. Apparently, the videos that we were also seeing where the percentage for active duties. No, I did not see that. Is that on Twitter? Calling up reservists. I thought you said. I thought. Oh. Just you can send me a link in here, which yeah, that would be perfect. But apparently, this is also the videos that we were seeing earlier. Reports of them setting up some camps here, and as a Russian and a Belarusian flag there. The camps that we were seeing, apparently the Wagner has arrived. At least that's what he's saying. The military base that was in that area, and now he's apparently stating that the Wagner is in that area, despite we've heard other sources saying that they're not, or some people, but he's apparently stating that they are. Can't verify if he is, but it is quite, you know, suspicious. He is wearing what looks to be a Wagner uniform. Now, the White House calling for reservists sounds like some kind of it could be false. I don't know. I mean, articles are articles, you know. But we'll have to look into it. I can search it up on Twitter. I'll try to do that. Or the Washington Post. Yeah, we're not. What's this? The Washington Post democracy dies in darkness? What? Okay. By the authority vested in me as a president by the Constitution as the law of the United States of America, including the sanctions in the section 121 and 12,304 of the Title 10 United States Codes, I hereby determine that there is necessary argument to activate armed forces of the United States for effective conduct of Operation Atlantic Resolve in and around the United States European Command Area of Responsibility, and further then, I can't read that word. Furtherance of this operation under the stated authority, I hereby authorize the Secretary of Defense and the Secretary of Homeland Security, with the respect of the Coast Guard, when it's not operating as a service in the Navy, under their respective jurisdictions, to order to activate duty and units and any individual members not assigned to a unit or organization to serve as a unit of the selected reserve of any member in the individual reserve mobilization category and designated as essential under regulation prescribed by the secretary concerned, not to exceed 3,000 total members at any one time, whom not more than 450 main members of the individual ready reserve as they deem necessary and do determine the service of those units and members ordered to active duty. This order is not intended to and does not create any right or benefit, substantive or procedural or enforceable at law or in equity by any party against the United States. Its departments, agencies or entities, its officer, employees or agencies, July 13, or any other person. Joseph R. Barden Jr. or what that is, this name. What? Well, this is the White House. I mean, thank you. What? Why? Why are they calling up reserves? Are they seeing some kind of threat going on here? What the fuck? I mean, the White House, the United States of America is calling up reserves. The United States of America is calling up reserves. I mean, that's not just a random website. It's the fucking White House. Like, it's the White House. Said this today. Oh my god. The White House. Just any fucking place. The White House put out a statement here. Why? The European defense. It's okay. Wow. Okay. Okay. But did nobody talk about that? I mean, Lee, did he talk about that? Is he live? Did they just post that? When is that from? Did they just post it? Oh, that can't be false. I mean, that's the White House. It was the White House. Came from the White House website. But I haven't. Did they just do it? Did they just do it? White House calls up reservists. There it is. There's one thing under here. It doesn't state a time, but it does state it was from now. Yeah, but it's just weird, you know. What's weird to me that it's saying they don't have enough troops. How did they not have enough troops? I mean, I get that the United States is purely conscripted based. Well, not conscripted, but you know, volunteering based military. But how could they not have enough reserve? I mean, are they trying to commit to a number and they didn't commit to that number and now they have to call up reserves so they have enough numbers? But it's reserves. It's not like conscripts. Was on network about 10 minutes ago. White House one was released 22 minutes ago. 22 fucking minutes ago? Why? What's your fucking shit show? Thank you very much. I mean, breaking fucking news, people. The White House calling up reserves. Why? We don't fucking know why. Calling it to Europe, apparently. The European defense said right there. effective to conduct the Operation Atlantic resolved in and around the United States. Air raids here in Ukraine now. European Command's area of responsibility. European Command's area. Holy fucking shit show! I mean, do you understand the implications here? I mean, I'm not saying anything is going to happen, but I'm just saying, you don't call up soldiers from the reserve all of a sudden. Got air raids going on here in, is Lee live? God damn, I don't want to, I can't watch this, we can't do that, but, I mean, maybe we could, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Shit show. Right? I mean, fucking crazy. Alright, let me know what Lee says. I mean, I don't want to steal anything from him, but if he does say something, I will put that. We'll actually have to change my title. I was the first because of you. I wouldn't have noticed that on my own. Thank you very much there. Where's your thank you? You noticed that thing, you're like fucking fast as shit. The reason why you're a mod, I saw it. I was like, she deserves it because she knows. I saw it. I have a talent for picking out people with talent. That's what you are. You have talent. Anyways, we have camps here. Well, camps, sorry. We have live air raids here going on in the background. So as you say, why? Yeah, they have about 80,000 troops. And listen, 80,000 troops against the Russian army. That's about to be enough. But why? Found on Google News? Oh, fair enough. God damn, so they have... I mean, we're talking active troops, right? And we're talking 80,000 Europe, and we're talking plus the NATO troops, which rounds up to about maybe 200,000 in personnel, maybe 150. But it's not completely up. It is not completely wrong to assume that we have about 150 ready. In total, maybe from the NATO personnel alongside anything else, but at least in the Baltic states alone, But yeah, and that's another thing. If they're calling up reserves because they simply don't have enough numbers, that's one scenario right there. They simply don't have enough to meet. If they don't have enough to meet a commitment they made in a defense deal or something like that, and now they're calling up reserves so they can actually put in enough soldiers. But it's 22 minutes ago, so it's very recent news. Holy shit. Did Lee say anything, or do you saw anything about that? I don't want to ask about it, but air raids here in the background. Here we have more regions just turned on. Here we have Poltava and Sumy just turned on real quick there. Certainly an area of activity going on here in Ukraine tonight. We've seen many air raids. We've seen many things going on. Actually, quite a busy night tonight. Yes, you should start streaming your own, would you? I mean, Lee's gonna have to know about this. He's gonna put up a title soon that's gonna go fucking White House. I'm gonna put that in my title. I'm gonna get some views here because it's true. Air raids off there. Oh, how do you spell reserves? What's that? Okay, guess. Sorry, I'm not. Again, not English. I gotta remember myself how to spell it. It's yeah. There we go. Certified China? Well, yeah. Certified China. That's certainly been on their agenda, hasn't it? Update failed. Oh. Come on, not now, please. Why do you have to do me like that every fucking time? There we go. Oh, yeah. There we go. You heard it here first from not me, from Witchy, but you heard it here second from me. So kind of in the loop here. I mean, listen, I've been reporting some first stuff here tonight. Okay. Yeah. That's what I said. You know, you heard it here first, folks. You heard it here, folks. Heard it here first, folks. Anywhere else in the world that we can't. Maybe we're going to be called out on the bullshit later on, but the factor is, it's from the White House. I mean, I have checked that it's the White House and not just some random website. It is the fucking White House that put out, not any speculations about why. I mean, the truth is, it could be an innocent reason, but it could also be because they simply haven't met their standards. They're trying to call it reservists because they haven't met their standards. It could be something that they're trying to do here, or get ready, or even have enough personnel to put on some kind of force in around, not only in the NATO states, but you know, in the states around China. You just got kicked off the network? Got kicked off the network? Why would you? Are you not? What? Is it? How can it? Is it? Are we? It's the White House. I mean, I can't. Now, but let's also just remember here, guys. The reserved number right here, right? Is the says. What is Atlantic resolve, and why does he need 3,000 reservists? Now, the number that he put out here is that they need 3,000 reserves. 3,000 reserves is... I gotta lie to you, which you actually have a report here for 2 hours ago that was talking about the reserves, so it could be longer ago. I'm not gonna lie to you. Not because I was gonna say anything, you know, but I had a report here 2 hours ago, so... You know, but it's definitely not. It's definitely out there before 2 hours ago. I want to say that. Order mobilizations of 3,000 reservists, including up to 450 individual ready reservists. Okay, so it's 3,000 reserves. Which isn't a large number, but it's still something. What exactly he needs it for, you know, what exactly he needs it for, I don't know. But 3,000 reserves, it's not a large number. It's not a large amount of people. What the fuck do you need 3,000 reserves for? Are you gonna station them somewhere? We don't know anything yet. As of right now, it has been said that it's due to the operation of the Atlantic Resolve Group or Organization Command Area of European something, you know, blah blah blah, you know, fucking all over the place. We were 4, but house is on the ready. Stuff there. Now, command center. I mean, which Lee's live with it right now, so it's not bullshit. So if they kick you off the network, you definitely have to go talk to him. Cause he's like, oh, I found it first. Wish she didn't found it. She didn't find it. I found it first. Kick her. Like, you know, or something like that. Look at that. say anything, right? I mean, I'm just pointing it out. How long? Jesus Christ. I mean, holy shit. I mean, holy shit. But 3,000 reserved up to, what was it, 400 individual reservists on, I think it was on the line or something, into Europe. I mean, what the fuck are you gonna use 3,000 reserves for? What weirds me out is that he calls for 3,000. Like, it's very insignificant, yeah, it's a very insignificant number. 3,000 is not, military terms nowadays, 3,000 people is not a lot of people. So where is he going to station them? Are they going to be called up to station in the Baltic states? Because they have been sending a lot more to the Baltic states lately. They're going to Europe, so where exactly are we going to see them? Can't know, but why exactly he needs to call up reservists for it, but we'll have to see about that. There's probably going to be like a Pentagon brief soon or something like that. They're probably going to call a Pentagon brief or something. Of course, watching the Pentagon is like watching somebody tell you that we don't know, but we do know. We just don't know. We just don't want to tell you. Something has to be going down. Am I? The Pentagon, right? The Pentagon. Am I spelling it wrong? Am I? I'm not spelling it wrong. Why can't I see their channel anymore? Pentagon briefs, right? Pentagon. Show me some kind of weird channel. What the fuck? What? Oh, there we go. Okay. Well. Oh, they don't have a. Oh, I thought they had a news channel. They don't have a news channel. You know. I mean, it just sounds kind of weird. 3,000. Is it going to be more? Because I feel like 3,000 is a very low number to be sending anywhere. I mean, it's very insignificant to be sending 3,000 people. So, in my mind, are they going to be sending more? Is the question that is arising on my... Is 3,000 like a cover-up kind of thing, you know? The Russian president speaking live. Putin speech live. Russia's President Putin speaks at quantum technology forum in Moscow. Oh well, that's not something I want to go into. Oh, that's the Pentagon briefings. All right. Well, thank you very much. You see, I'm not American, so all these websites, I don't usually use them a lot. You know, don't usually use those a lot. Half the breeding room. Not the breeding room, the briefing room. That's... It also says like certain members, right? The White House, Rose, there's a link up above. It also says certain members, which is something like it's special forces. I'm pointing out, you know, certain members could be special forces. Ex-special forces? I mean, what the fuck are what are they? What are they gonna use them for? No, it wasn't earlier. It was just now. Well, Monica, she didn't get it from the network. You know, you think she got it from the network? She didn't. She got it. She reported it before it was on the network. The only thing she said was that Green Greg said it. She didn't report it from the network. So she didn't get it from the network and then say Lee said this on the network. She got it from not only Google News, but she got it from her own. She reported it before the network got on. You know? It's very, very rude. Your whole idea is to spread news, and when somebody just try and spread the news just because they're not, you know. And by the way, this is not private information, Monica. Lee's live with it right now if you haven't fucking noticed. You know? So she brought it before you guys because you think you're fucking better all the time, right? I'm gonna be honest with you. You're not fucking better. She brought it before you even had it there. She brought it before you guys had it on the network. The only thing she said was, she didn't even say what Lee said. The only thing she said was that Green Gregs reported it. She didn't say it from the network. Do your fucking work before you come in here and stay out of fucking words to my fucking mods, you fucking asshole. Fucking asshole. All you fucking D-mods, you're all fucking assholes. You are really fucking assholes. I'm sure by the way I lost the internet. Oh, the internet is great. Keep. I can't. What is peep pop? Peep pop. There we go. Peep pop. Damn. All right. One all course right there. Yeah. They all asshole. Acting like they're the first to get the news every time. Big mistake. Like she's a fucking mobster. I'm sitting here like she's a fucking mobster. You made a fucking mistake. You think you can torture us? You think you can take information from us? Big fucking mistake, mama. Big fucking mistake. Fucking assholes. I mean, seriously. Yeah, only they have the truth, guys. It's not like all I do all day, sit here, stream for hours, is tell lies. That's why I'm here. So that's the only reason why I'm here. I only sit here to tell you guys the lies. Cause why would I do that? Cause why would I tell you the truth? You know, this right here, this is CGI. I spend all day CGIing all this shit right here. That's CGI. Yeah. The news I get, all fucking, you know. Someone's got to get it first, surely. It's better to get the news out there, you know? Yeah. Went the full fucking Italian mobster right there. Big fucking mistake, mama. You come and you think you can take the news from us? Fuck off. You know? I mean, it's a bit weird, right? They have to call up reserves just to fill out 3,000 men. If anything, this points out some of the failures in a Biden administration. You have to call up 3,000 people just so you can fill out a commitment. Yeah, I'm not real, Rose. I'm actually an AI programmed to give you fake news and keep you occupied. How did you know? What's the cool sign on that one? Fucking Christ. Think of a fucking punching bag. They all come in here. All the fucking chat. They're some fucking assholes. They are. Come in here. All my fucking chat all the fucking time, right? But when I come in here, they act like... They act like I am the one saying everything. I never said them anything. Never done them anything. I'm reporting my own news. I don't go to Lee's channel. I'm not even part of Lee's network. All I do is get in my own, right? So, I mean... It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Thank you very much, Witchy. I'm probably going to be looking at the briefing room, as they call it. But I'm going to be... A news brief. Now? Just now? Hey, Biden, hey. Hey. You know, we know you're about to go to bed, but could you just sign this? What's it for? Chocolate chip ice cream, limited supply, unlimited supply. Can't have a channel, guys. It's only Lee. Now. I like how as soon as like she kicked you and you know, and then you're like, okay, finally I can fucking tell the truth. You're a fucking asshole. Like, like it's like, and when you're in there, you don't tell the truth, right? You just know when as soon as you kick, you're like, oh fuck it, you know, you're a fucking asshole. Like, as soon as right there, almost half of Ukraine right now is actually turning red. What? I like how... Okay, so this is the point of what I'm trying to make, right? Some people just report on stupid stuff. Fake news. Belarus and Russia aren't joining NATO anytime soon. Really? Really? You don't think so? Really? All right. I thought they were gonna join. I thought they were gonna join. Like what? I mean, I'm just, you know, the lotion out. I don't want to say anything right here, but I did. Yeah, I'm gonna try and confirm that before I say that. There was some person saying that all heavy weapons was going to be transferred to Russia from Belarus, but it was just somebody saying it, and it didn't look as if it was true. So I'm not gonna claim anything here. I'm gonna keep an eye on it if anything else pops up right there. Like, the biggest news right now that we're gonna keep an eye on is definitely these mobilizations right here. The biggest news is over as to... Well, I think actually the biggest news might be where exactly they're going to be. I think my personal point is where exactly they're going to go to be. Now, in other news, we've had Denmark, we've had Germany, we have had Poland set up smaller units. Now, the funny thing is, they always go like, okay, so we're going to set up... Oh, there you go. Explosions in Dnipro. Look at that. Report it. Of course, somewhat on the front lines. But of course, the smaller commitments of troops usually end up in the Baltics because there's less of a line to sort of defend. So I have the feeling that sometimes those smaller defense commitments end up in the Baltic states. And I don't know why, but I just feel like the smaller line of defense do good for the smaller amount of people. Now, Poland and these countries like the United States and Poland like to downplay their events. Sometimes, Poland has confirmed, and this was confirmed, that Poland's going to be sending, I don't know if they already have or started it, going to be sending those 1,000 troops to the Polish front, right, against Belarus. 1,000 troops, 1,000 men, right? And, well, men and women, gonna be all inclusive here. But point is, they always like to sort of downplay things. So honestly, I think it's gonna be more than 1,000. I think they're going to say 1,000 now. They're going to say 1,000 maybe a month later, or 5,000 months later. They're going to say the threat is bigger now, or they're going to send more people because they already have a lot of border guards at the border. But 1,000 troops, you know, it's not a significant number when you think about modern wartime. When you had 1,000 troops in the year 3000 BC, you know, you're the master of the battlefield. Right? Nowadays you have 1,000 troops, and you might as well just go home and smoke pipe. You know, that's how delusional you are. You know, it simply doesn't match anymore anything that anybody has. So this sort of small time commitments has always been NATO's sort of, we have to send these and we don't want to make a big fuss out of things, so we only send like very small amount, not to anger or not to scare anybody. So in my point of view as well right now, we're going to be checking out exactly what they mean by all these things right here. We're definitely seeing this volcano here in Iceland sort of pick up, I would say. I wouldn't say it's going bigger than yesterday. It sort of looks the same, but it does look a little bit brighter. But it could be the camera angle, or a lot more smoke actually coming out. This fucking earthquake's still happening, which is impressive. I mean, this started 12 hours ago, and it's looked as if the camera was shaking 12 hours ago. So what exactly are we going to see overnight here? Is anything actually going to happen there? And yeah, it's a situation we're going to have to look into, and it probably won't damage as much. They have stated that it's close to the capital, but when they say close, I'm not sure how close. I do believe that if it was to go off, it might affect the health of some people in the area. It could affect it. I mean, we're talking about, you know, it's still beautiful, but sometimes the most beautiful things are also the most deadly things. You know, you think about pandas, you know, you always say, oh, those are beautiful when you think about it, you know. Think about it. Panda can be quite deadly. So, no, sometimes the most pretty things that we think are innocent things and can lead to the most destruction, right? But still beautiful. I mean, still a very mesmerizing sight, and I do wish I'm gonna keep it camera so you guys can get a view of that, because it does look very, very menacing, and it's weird to think that this is going on. This is something that can happen on Earth. I've always found this to be sort of phenomenal in a weird way, very, very weird looking phenomenon in many ways. But yeah. But we will have to continue to monitor every bit of the situation there. But certainly doesn't appear to have bigger effect. I mean, the only concern is that, is it going to cause any other chain reactions? Or are we going to see a second eruption? What can this mean, and why it's happening is our point of view at the moment. But yeah. Google News as well, but Biden is working on a prisoner exchange for Ivan Grushchuk reporter. Is he? You got it off Google News? I'm gonna lie to you, I do trust in somewhat, but you know, sometimes, you know. Wrote out of White House and Department of Agriculture listening session of competition. Oh, that's nothing to do with that's okay. Well, they always work on some kind of deal, right? Or do that. They always work on some kind of deal, some kind of prisoner exchange. If you were to put comparison to how many, but I really hope that they won't replace a fucking reporter with a weapons stealer again. You know, we fucking traded. Well, not we. America traded a fucking weapons stealer for a basketball player. I get she's a basketball player, but fuck, she was the one who did it. The one who committed the crime. What the fuck? You know, that arms dealer was not only responsible for many massacres, but he was a fucking violent man. I mean, they sent him back to Russia so he could what, resume business, get the guns to Russia's army. It was a fucking stupid move. Wants the Fox News? All right. Well, yeah. At the same time, you know, I don't doubt it. You know, a lot of times these guys work on these sort of prison exchange things. It's always happened. It's weird, but a lot of fucking weird shit, you know, because whole region of Odessa. I didn't even watch that right there. Whole region of Odessa right there. Some reports there. We're gonna drag this down here. I'm sorry there. I wasn't really watching. Did we see that explosion? Did we get to see it? Did we see something? Or oh yeah, look at that. 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 Look at that camera right there. Something came in there and then boom. Look at that. You know this game? Yeah, a little bit over there, I think. Look at that. If you look over in the distance, look there, and then a little bit of a light came over there. But look at that. Something came in there and then went straight down. Boom. Right there. Yeah, I think I'm watching it here. Look at that. And of course he splits off to this screen right here. Oh, how great. Yeah, well, we have real fucking... Oh, God. As soon as it comes back, look at it. Look at it. Look at it. One second. Look at there. Look at there. Look at there. Boom, went down. Flash right there. Something definitely happened right there. Got a drone maybe or something. Explosion in western Moscow. Was it from earlier? I did report on an explosion that happened in Russia today. Is it just now? Is it just now, Joe? I did report, which you also told me about one earlier, so I did report on that. So we definitely saw something happen right there, some kind of explosion right there in Odessa. Could be what we're seeing here, but the area looks to be much larger. I'm gonna keep an eye on Odessa if they're going for Odessa tonight. Something definitely kind of blew up down here. Looked as if it was a explosion of some kind. Oh, another one right there. Look at that bright flash right there. Yeah, is that thunder? Could that be thunder? Nothing in the sky though. Oh, look at that. Look, kind of looks like it's coming from up there, and then. Did it come from up there? Yeah, there we go. Kind of looked like something came from up there. Definitely, they might be going for Odessa tonight, not gonna lie. Odessa is definitely getting hit at the moment. Something weird happened right there. Damn. Well, take a look at it. What was it? Oh, air raids, air alerts, sirens are on. Crane. Watch Western. That seems to be the case, Witchy. That does definitely seem to be the case. Not really seeing much of the explosions in about Moscow, but could have been maybe because I'm searching in the wrong way. Maybe it was the explosions that we reported earlier. There we go. Help me keep an eye on that. Odessa. Korean cries, 4 huge explosions like a small nuke hits Keys as a serious blast of rock. Oh god. Fucking these people, right? I mean, there's obviously something that didn't fucking happen. These people, right? Some of these people. Same guys, same news. It's probably like ages ago, right? Ages ago, probably. Let me guess when this video was uploaded. Let me guess. Months ago. Yeah. 1 year ago. Yeah. You know, it's like these people are like, breaking news. It's like the video that they're showing is like uploaded a month ago. You know? Breaking news. Just happened. Video was uploaded 1 year ago. Western Moscow, large explosion 34 minutes ago, just reported there. There's definitely something going on there, not really having the news of it yet. Some flashes there in Odessa. Appears to be maybe some lightning going on there. Look at that, just somewhat looks like lightning, but I'm not seeing anything. Really, I'm seeing strikes here, but I'm not seeing anything over the sky, and this is, you know, but it could be happening back here. We can't know. It does look like lightning. It's very frequent, so I can't really claim that it's not, you know. But, yes. Can I? Okay, there we go. Well, thank you, Joe. But not appears that I'm not any videos or anything at the moment. I did not talk about that. Well, mainly because who cares, right? I mean, I didn't watch it because mainly who the fuck cares. Secondly, who the fuck cares? You know, and thirdly, you know, this is a good reason. Who fucking cares what Russia says? You know? Sure, we don't. I can watch it, and I can watch them sit there. We all knew they would, exactly. Now, there's nothing surprising about the video. Some bald guy saying, "We don't think you should be doing this," and then the other guy saying, "Does anybody vote against this?" And then Russia alone sit with their hand up, right? Yeah, we do. And then if anybody vote for sending more security pledge to Ukraine, and then everybody in the room has their hand up, and Russia's like, we call veto. This is not correct. We cannot do this. This is not how. This is not you know. Yeah. We crossed the red line. Yeah. One of those paper cut lines. You know, one of those you can cut over with a child scissors. Those red lines I'm talking about. I bet you can cut them with a child scissors. That's how thin they are. You know. And their response? Well, you know, as you cut it, as you cut the rope, the line's gonna hit the ground. It's gonna make a slight dent. Can't see it, you know. It's gonna be on nano level. You know, if you had a microscope, you could probably see the dent it's gonna do. You know, but you know, it's there. We can't deny that. We can't deny it's a red line. You know, it happens. Huh? Yeah. When people come here to talk to me about how Russia's red line is going to be a nuclear explosion, that's not going to happen. Well, at least not now. Right? Yeah. Great stuff. We have crossed the red line. Okay, what will happen when we cross it? We will think about it. It's coming. It's coming. The red line. We've crossed it. It's coming. It's coming. It's gonna get there. It's gonna be there about 2 days, maybe 4 years. 2 days to 4 years. You know, a time period between a year and 2 days. That's when it's gonna be there. You know. That's hopefully when you forgot about it. I'm not really scared of the Russian red lines anymore. I mean, at first we were like, "Oh, Russia's put down a red line. What does this mean?" You know? I mean, what the fuck? You know? But now we're like, "Oh, Russian red line." You know? Wow. Oh, son. You know, like, how scary. You know? Oh no. But because at first, you know, they had actual. You know, yeah. It's like that. It's like that music video Lee always plays. Do it again. Oh, look at what I have done. I've crossed the red line again. Don't you cross red line. We already did it once. Well, don't you do it again. We just did it again. Don't do it again. We just did it again. You haven't done anything against it. You have last try not to do it again. We just did it again. Oh shit! That's funny. It's funny to make fun of Russia because they have nothing against it. You know. Yeah. I was in my basement, right? And they say to me, you know, you sit here, you report false news. We will ban you. All right. Now, we have many contacts inside YouTube. With this a ball of fire? Oh yeah. It was definitely something. Kind of looked like the same thing we saw. Conveniently, kind of looks like the same thing we saw in Russia. You know, kind of looked like the same, didn't it? Kind of the same look to it. Kind of same kind of flaming ball flying over. Because the other ones I'm seeing now here, I'm pretty sure is lighting. But that one wasn't. I mean, that's not lighting, you know. A ball of light going through the sky and then, you know, exploding. It's not lighting. I mean, it's a new kind of lighting if it is, you know. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not. Could be with rain. La la la. It did not look like what I would call a lightning strike. Did not look like that. So can't say, of course, but did not look like it. Moscow explosions. I've heard, we've had one report here saying, Joel also talking about it. Haven't had anything else, but there was Western Moscow, that's a new name apparently. Western Moscow, large explosions, and this is a report here from 34 minutes ago. So, gonna keep an eye on that. We'll go to UA Live Map, see if they have anything to report on that, just as, because they usually get those in and we can see the location of it. Holy shit. Ugh. Ugh. What's that? Big column moving towards 13 hours ago, moving towards Moscow and Info Road, reporting Wagner fighters moving from field camps in Rostov region to Belarus. So now we have this one as well. 13 hours ago, big columns moving towards Moscow on M4 Road. Reportedly, Wagner fighters moving from field camps in Rostov to region into Belarus. So that's something we have right there. Very confirms more on what I'm saying. You know, yeah. Now the region in Rostov, we apparently had also some kind of talk about how they were in a road encampment, how they were stuck on a road. That was a Wagner officer said that they're not in a road, they're not stuck on a road anymore, which is what he reported. Well, he was there and he said they're not stuck on a road anymore. So we know about, reportedly might know about 2 regions of where we have Wagner, at least right now. Rostov, they've just moved on from it, and apparently they've moved to what they call a military camp in something kind of in the middle of Belarus, kind of a few miles out from Minsk. So there we go. I think it was called the Pushvishi. Can't really pronounce it. I'm going to show you it actually instead of trying to pronounce it. So we know that they've moved to this area right here where we've seen the camps. We've seen images. I've shown you images of the camps, and the BBC was actually at that area. Yeah, it was BBC. Was at the area reporting on that. So we've seen that, and this is Rostov right here, which is the area that we apparently have had them in field camps. We haven't been partaking inside Ukraine. They've now moved from this area. According to that, Wagner officer moved into this area right here where we've seen the field camps, which could confirm or speculations about them going to Belarus and now being in Belarus. Just the beginning of something very bad, so, or something, you know. Not hearing anything or seeing anything about those explosions, though. President Biden says nobody can join NATO with an ongoing war, which is already something we know about. I mean, obviously Zelensky is trying to push for joining NATO, which I get. You know, joining NATO would mean that we would have to, you know, if he joins NATO and then as soon as that one shot or that one missile lands on the ground, we're at war, right? It can't happen, and we can't have it. We can't have it happen like that. Of course, I get why Zelensky would have it. I mean, if I was at war, I would try and do everything in my power to have my country win. And we can't disguise the fact that I think it's alright that he's doing it. I think that he's allowed to try and push, which is something he should do. Push, you know. Iran said that it maintains a neutral position. Iran says it maintains a neutral position in claims regarding Iran development in Iran's red baseless. Iran also stressed respecting the sovereignty, independence, and territorial integrity of all states. Now, the funny thing is, saying all states, they also would probably come out and say that these are states of Russia, which are not. You know, the occupied territories that they're saying these are states. You know, they're not. But yeah. Iranian involvement is definitely something that they've tried to maintain down. It's impressive that they're still trying to maintain it down. Meanwhile, we know that they're not, that they have sent drones. So, you know, fucking crazy how they're still trying to downplay it. but it's Iran. You know, we can't. What else would you expect? This is a very menacing look right now, something out of a movie. It's so weird to know that this is happening in real life, but it's something out of a movie when you look at it. You know, it's something out of a movie. Certainly something out of a movie. Looks like... Oh, sorry. Sorry. That was not good. Nope. God damn it. Sorry. 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 There we go. Angle this one right, and then we gotta do that. That. There we go. Yep, there we go. Oh, there we go. Still reports of explosions down here, so can't of course be too careful. Gotta click so you get them to line up so it looks nice. A weird setup I have is probably trying to make it something else, but we'll try to do that at a later point. Hope I can't do it any better than I have it here. What we have? Any new briefings from anybody? No, really not. But 3,000 reserves, 3,000 something of reserves from the United States of America. Why? We don't know yet. We know that they're gonna probably go to sorry, I'm about to say Ukraine. They're probably going to be going to Europe, which is what at least Biden has said. So they're going to be in Europe. Is what I meant to say. So, but where exactly is where we stand right now? We don't exactly know where they're going. I actually think what could be smarter if I switch these two out right now, because then I could allow that one down there to sort of, this one I could allow this one to be pushed up because we can still see the mountain. I can allow that one. Yeah, that's much better. We're gonna push this one down so we can get a live view of those cameras. There we go. That's much better actually. God, no, I didn't click on you like that. Arctic saying Putin will announce his intentions on the grain deal on July 17th. If he does not let the grain through, what will happen? Well, I think if he doesn't let the grain through, people like to say, man, you know, these sort of humanitarian conditions, and I do get that. You know, grain is and has been for a while a grain mass producer. Has put out a lot, but at the same time, I believe that we could be able to maintain it. But of course, it could be a great deal and great good for Ukraine to get it out. I don't know if anything would happen or not. Of course, what we're thinking about right now is the indications of it, because Russia. Again, you know, having to sort of aggravate these areas right here, and if they shoot down some of those ships, most likely it's going to be Turkish ships, might be some Ukrainian ships, but you know, to keep it neutral, I think Turkey was the ones to try and help out on those deals right there and get those grain out, because they could be producing a lot of grain, and it could help the Ukrainian economy in a great way, keeping this war going. So I don't know if Putin is going to allow that. Of course, he's still trying to strangle Ukraine in every possible way, but we can't say more unless we have actually seen what he's going to say on the 17th. So, yeah. I mean, I can't stress that it's important for Ukraine to maintain this grain deals, but at the same time, it's also important for them to win the war. So, can't disprove that. Of course, with the Russian continuous failingness of even capturing Odessa, the point of this whole thing was to capture Odessa, link up with Transnistria, which is this break-off region of Moldova, and then push in from down here. You know, because the war wasn't going to go better, trying to push in from down here and from Ukraine. You know, but that's, I think Russia will try probably. This is like a big, like, if this is big theory, right? But the whole Wagner situation going to Belarus, training up Belarusian soldiers, or points of the solution is that they might try and attack NATO, which would delay NATO equipment to Ukraine, but it would also result in a massive destruction of the Belarusian army and Wagner army. So can't really know what they're going to try and do there. They could also be the other indication that they're going to try and enter Belarus into the war and actually attack again from Kyiv with sort of a fresh army in you know, and I put this in brackets, fresh is as fresh as Russia could get them, right? And trying to push for Kyiv again, which I don't really think is going to matter. I mean, this whole pushing for Kyiv thing doesn't really matter at this point. It's only going to try to distract, you know, Ukrainians, so they take off the pressure from the Russian lines, and then Russia may be trying to push it forward. You know, this is really some weird indications. What we're seeing, can Ukraine take the pressure from two fronts? Can they? Can they not? I believe they can, but it's always certainly a weird situation. What's going on? And with that, I'm going to be taking off here now. I'm going to leave the streams up for you guys a little bit more. Yeah, exactly. Going for Kyiv again. I'm just going to leave these streams up, and then when I go to bed, I'm going to take them down. But I'm probably going to have them up for a bit longer, and then, yeah, we'll know about anything that happened tomorrow. Hopefully it won't crash while I'm just gone for here for a second, but it has done that while I'm gone. So we'll allow that. But you guys have a good night, day, or whatever. Thank you for stopping by, watching. It's been a good stream and a good news brag. I think I've covered what I wanted to cover tonight. Thank you for everybody staying. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for a sub that we also got tonight. Let's see where we at right now. I think we were getting close to 160 as well, which was pretty insane. We are at 159 subscribers, so pretty close to 160 subscribers. All right, and you'll see you later, Witchy, and yeah. So have a good night, anybody who's still here, and I'll probably return tomorrow. I won't probably return. I will return. No, that's what I'm gonna say.